All right, you may be seated. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, I was trying to rush up here and get up in here as quick as I could. But let me give praise where it's due first. In the most holy name of Allah, the beneficent, the most merciful Savior, the one God to whom all praises are due, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, and in the name of his last and surely his greatest messenger, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, do I greet you, my beloved black brothers and sisters, and you, our visitors and friends in the nation of Islam's greetings of peace and of paradise. Assalamu alaikum, which in the Arabic language means peace be unto you. Like I said, I won't try to get here early because I don't want to keep everybody here all day long. And I look out here and I see my sisters. I know I got to talk quick because we in rough shape. I tell this all the time. Man, we got arthritis and rheumatism and boy, ain't nobody tell me it's going to be like this. Said, Mama said every day it's like this. I didn't believe it. Yeah, but I believe it now, and I'm rushing, right? I would have been here a few minutes earlier, but I got in the car. I said, Brother Captain, I forgot to put my stuff on my teeth to keep them in. Now, if I come up in here and don't have my, fixing it, I ain't got my grill up in there, right, boy? Man, y'all be laughing and it won't be the meeting y'all be laughing at. So I had to rush back home, which was good, because I left the thing for Sister Rashida. Didn't have the, yeah, right, right, so anyway, I'm so thankful to Allah that all of you are here today. Now, I feel really good today, honestly. I feel great, wonderful. So I'm looking underneath here. I see they got my glasses just in case I forgot these. I'm telling you, I mean, life is good. Well, I'm so thankful to Allah for those of you who've come here today. And especially those who came from out of town. My heart really go out to y'all because poor sister, I think she had to catch the bus up today. But I'm going to be back up there soon, though. I want to get to Philadelphia, boy, so bad. I can't even put my fingers on it, but I'm going to get it. But I'm just happy for everyone who's here, and I'm especially happy to see those brothers that came out before and they're back again. Because yes, all praises due to Allah. And the sisters, all praises due to Allah. Because that is the greatest thing that we do. See, I know it ain't nothing I said. I don't have no power to make nobody come back. All I have power to do is repeat that and remind you of that, of which the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught. It is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, his knowledge, and the great light of understanding which we get from Allah that touches your heart. Not me. I'm just running my face. So when I see you come back again, I know Allah's touched that heart. And that is the greatest thing. That is the most beautiful gift that Allah can give anyone, because, see, when you come back, that means that you brought something to the table the first time you came. See, what I tell everybody, when you come here, I want you to doubt everything I say. Say, no, I don't believe him. I don't believe him. Just doubt everything I say, but then double back and check it. Check it out and see if what I tell you is true. And if you're not sure, ask me, question me. I want you to feel comfortable and confident in what I'm saying is the actual fact. Because, everything all right? Oh, pull the plug out there. One time, we was invited to go somewhere to debate somebody. Man told me, well, he didn't tell me, but he was telling the brothers who were sitting there thinking, well, if you come there and start saying something bad about the Negro leaders, we're going to pull the plug. Anybody remember that? Yeah, pull the plug out on me. I see the plug and I'm thinking about that. You understand? But what I'm saying here is that when you come back to hear this truth, God is giving you a great blessing. He's giving you a great blessing. He starts opening up your eyes and opening up your heart, because he know you brought something to the table. See, the Bible says only the pure in heart can see God. See, that means your heart got to be open. Your breast has to be open. You got to, be skeptical. Yes, please be skeptical. When anybody tell you something, be skeptical. But have an open heart, an open mind. Say, well, Lisa, I'm going to listen. I'm going to examine this. I'm going to weigh this for myself. I'm going to think independently. And if you bring that to the table, God will bless you every time. I've never seen that fail. But so, you're all here today, and the reason I brought you back here this week, or asked you to come back this week, is because the subject that we were speaking on was so big that we couldn't cover it in one lecture. And that's why I'm trying to rush here today, because I want to, I don't want to keep you here all day long, because I know how that be. So last week, what we had to do, we had to go into much of the history of America. You see, the problem that we are confronted with here today is not a problem that just started yesterday. See, I just can't go through this too quick. It took 400 years of slavery, suffering, and death to bring us to where we're at right now. It's taken the world 6,000 years of war and murder and bloodshed to bring us to where we are today. So I just can't tell you about this in 15, 20 minutes. I've got to take a little time to go into this and to explain this. You see, I used to have an instructor one time, and he said, bad habits are easy to make, but bad habits are hard to break. See, you can easily get in trouble. Quick to get in trouble. Hey, Brother Joe, my brother, I was glad you come out here today. I'm always looking for him. That fake Killer Joe. Yes, sir. Remember Joe was a little tiny baby. Now you're a big, strong man. All praises due to Allah. But we had to, we had to go into the fundamentals of this. We couldn't get right to the whole subject because these be big subjects. So what we had to do, we had to go into the mentality and the nature and the history of America. And the nature and the history of the ideologies that has formed America. And that has formed America's thinking. Because it has been Christianity, as we spoke the last time I was here, democracy and capitalism, that has molded and shaped America to what it is today. Well, why am I concerned, or why must I tell you about what has molded and shaped America? Why? Because it is these ideologies that has molded and shaped you. See, the American white race has molded and shaped and formed and fashioned the so-called American Negro to how he want him to be. When you were brought here, they sit no teacher here with you. They took everything from you that could make you human. They took your language. They took your history. Everything, your culture. So everything that you know today, although many people don't want to admit it, everything that you know today is what white people have taught you. They have made you. They made another man, another person, and called them what? Negro. Nay, never, grow, to come forth, dead, death, necro. They've taken everything from you. So now what our position is, we want to reform you. We want to reshape you. We want to remold you, not into the image of white people, but to remold and reshape you back into the image of your own black self and your own black God. This is what our work is here today. Now, what we discussed last time is how the white man's political and economic and religious system cannot really help us. And all that, the economics, the democracy, all that's politics. Yes, sir. The white man's political system is unable to help us. It's unable to solve our problems. Because the white man's political system, meaning his economy and his religion, was not created or designed to solve the problems of the black man and the black woman. It was designed to complicate, to exasperate, to enumerate our problems. How can the slave and the master use the same course of action to solve their problem? One's the master, the other one's the slave. Cannot be done. I remember when this whole big shift to letting black people participate in the political party. I remember that first happened in the 60s and 70s. Oh, black man, Cleveland, New York, and Philadelphia. Well, New York came a little late. And Cleveland and Philadelphia and different cities, they started a move of letting black people be mayors and head of the city councils and police chiefs. But when they did that, remember, they only did that when the cities was in decay. They only did that they cannot solve these problems because they understand that they did not create the problem. See, that's why we got to talk for a while. I got to warm you up. I got to get you ready. You know how it is when it's like, they call it the marriage of the Lamb. You know how it is on your marriage night. You don't just sister, bam. You warm her up, talking, rub her and talk to her, be nice to her, and get in the mood. That's what I got to do. I got to get you in the mood so you'll be more receptive to bring life into your mind. So, when they did this, to put the Negro mayors there, they knew they could not solve these problems because they didn't have the tools to solve them. They didn't have the knowledge to solve them. Plus also the white man knew he made the problem. What was the cause of decay? Unemployment, crime in the black communities. See, check your history. See, we forget, we don't study, we don't examine what happened in history. You know, in the 40s, man, black people started coming from out of the South. They wanted to come up here for what? For jobs. They was tired of that. I'm telling you, that's why we had turned that niggas a Bama. We hate the farm. We hate anything that got to do with sharecropping or making a living from the earth. We all want to get away from that, and I don't blame black folks because how the white man treated our people. See, slavery didn't really end in this nation to the 50s. All these things is documented. But they wanted to come up north because they saw the factory jobs up north. I want to come up north. I want to be a part of that. So as they started coming up north, then what happened? World War I started. But that was still good because they wanted to work in the factories. But what did the white man do? He wouldn't hire your grandfather or your great-grandfather. He hired these white women. You ever heard of Rosie the Riveter? Yeah, he let the white women get all the factory jobs and wouldn't let the black man work. So what did he have to do? How could he feed his family? That's how he got on welfare. We didn't come up here because we didn't want to work. We came up here looking for work. We came into Detroit, Chicago, across that Mississippi. We came up to New York and Philadelphia, all over, coming up to find jobs. But they squashed that. So when they squashed that job, he the black man, he walking around now. Actually, someone went back down south. Because down south, he could, he'd have to work like a slave and don't have to get paid when he couldn't work. Up north, he couldn't get nothing. Ask some of your grandmothers about how that was. Your grandfathers, how that was. So, then the 50s started coming about. You couldn't go to school. Why couldn't you go to school? White boys beat your butt. And I'm from South Philly. Something in between the Irish and the Italian. That's some crazy white people. That's how the gangs formed. That's how the gangs first started. We started off fighting white people. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something that hurts me more than anything else, man. When I see the gang situation today. Because it's altogether different. I don't want to go too much in that stuff. It's altogether different thing for what it was originally designed to do. But I'm saying that it was white flight, Jim Crow, not being able to become employed, segregation. That is what caused the cities to come into decay. And when they start bringing these Negro mayors and police chiefs in, things got worse. See, when things fall down to where they get ready to put a nigger in office, that means things is so messed up. They're not putting the nigger in to solve it. They put the nigger and say, he worse than us. Y'all gonna want us back. And all them cities, they start getting the white man's back. White police chiefs back. Because they just want to show you up. Now, I know y'all here, many of us, want to see Brother Obama become president. And I know the reasons why you want him to be president. Some people say it's a great fulfillment of the dream of Martin Luther King. And some of you just want somebody on your team to win. But I ain't going to go so much into why you want him to be president. That's not the question you should be asking. The question you should ask, why the white people? Why are they considering making this man president? See, now when you consider this question, these are things you have to consider. White people and black people are opposite on everything. Everything that they for, we against. I'm talking about inside, internally. I mean, we fake. Yes, I'm also, yes, I'm we fake like we with him. Even down to the food. You like a certain kind of food. He like another kind of food. As a matter of fact, what he does, I was watching a thing on TV the other day when he targets black areas. And when the McDonald's or certain places be in the black area, he targets certain kind of foods with plenty of sodium and plenty of sugar to put in you to kill you. But you like your food seasoned different. You like different kind of music. You walk different. You talk different. It's just a difference in everything you are. The great difference that's shown here is when that thing happened with O.J. Simpson. All the white folks, oh my God, they let that guilty nigger go. Black people, yeah, we were so damn happy you was cheering and hollering. Because we see things different. I told you the slave and the master can never see things alike. So what does the white man see? What is he seeing in Obama? Why is he considering him to be the president? And if he becomes president, what difference would that make in your life? See, these is the big questions. Now you know what difference it made when they made the first black man in Philly, don't you? Yeah, he dropped a bomb on a house full of black folks. Yeah, because see, they know the black man can get away with more stuff than the white man can. Well, he's one of your own kind. He done it, not us. Us good white folks would never do nothing like that. So when he's thinking about putting somebody in position that you think is going to help you, man, that's when you're getting ready to get shown up hurt. That's how his history goes. That's how his thing goes. See, now, but let's get a little too more into this. What are white people trying to form? What are they looking for in a candidate? See, you looking for yourself. See, any time that you have an idol or hero, you looking for what? Yourself. That's why Joe Louis was so big. First black heavyweight champion. Man, they say people was crowding around radio just listening to Joe. Because they saw themselves there. I remember Negroes wasn't even on ads. We wasn't on TV. Every time a TV show come on, a black person was on, we was glued to the set because everything wants to see themselves. If you, in your high school picture, any picture that you take with a group, when they give you the picture, who the first person you look for? Yourself. That's the nature of the human being. So when you're looking for a hero, you want to see yourself. Well, what do white people look for? The same thing. They want to see themselves in this candidate. See, this is why when you look at Obama's campaign, It's all ran by white people. You don't have no black people calling no real shots in his campaign. Everything has to be tailor-made to how white people feel, what white people think. And I'm just having so much fun watching Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. Them niggas are so jealous. But see what is happening, they recognize that Obama's a fraud. But that's the same way they was frauding and perpetrating when the messenger was on the scene. You know Obama ain't about trying to help no black folks. He's just trying to be elected president. See, in order to be considered to be a black president, and again, this is history here. Never before has a black man been elevated to the representative of a major political party. But you have to be a special kind of nigger. You just can't be, a nigga like Jesse. Hire somebody. I may be poor and on the welfare, but I hear somebody. You can't be no dumb, no talking nigga like Jesse Jackson. For white folks, for white people to see themselves in the person. And you can't be no slick-head nigga like Reverend Al Sharpton. The white man has to see himself. See himself in you. See, remember Obama, his mother was white. Now, I want to qualify that. Because having a white mother or having a white father don't have nothing to do with your blackness. Because I know some people. Some of them in this audience right now. One of their parents is white. And they're the blackest person I know. I ain't going to tell you who they can tell if they want, but you understand what I'm saying? The blackest person I know. One of the blackest people I know. But I'm not trying to condemn him because his parents is white. Because many of us have that. I can tell you a lot of stories about Muslims whose parents was white. But I ain't going to, go much of that. But you have to examine him. See, once you have a knowledge of yourself and a love of yourself, it don't make a difference whether your parent is white or black. You are inclined towards the truth. Because irregardless of what your mother is, what your father is according to the white man, if you got 1/16 of an ounce, that shows you how powerful black blood is. Or black blood in you. You black. But you have to understand if a person has no knowledge or love for themselves, then they in trouble. If one of the parents is white. If they're insecure and inadequate in themselves, then they have a problem. I'm going to tell you right now, Obama's wife, she got the testicles in that relationship. You can just look and tell. Obama, I mean, just watch the body language. I mean, she's going along with him because it's her man and all. You know what I'm saying? But she's the gang star in that family. But when Obama put out a book, and he said in his book that how he was very bewildered. He didn't quite get along with black people, and he didn't quite get along with white people. He didn't really know where he existed. And Obama said what? He said, my grandmother, and remember when they had him up the Reverend Wright thing? He said, my grandmother, my white grandmother, has said some of the most racist things I've ever heard in my life. But I can no longer disavow Reverend Wright as I could disavow my grandmother. Although he did disavow Reverend Wright. He didn't disavow that whole his grandmother. He ain't going to disavow her. So they got to pick somebody who has a special connection to them. Mr. Obama's a Harvard, Yale man. He's been educated and taught by the master. Now again, there's nothing wrong with it. And shucks, if we didn't have some college educated people around here, helping us do some things, we'd be in big trouble. I'm praying to Allah that more come in. It's not the education. Although I've told you before, and every time I mention education, I must tell you this. Black people have never been educated. Education comes from the word educo, which means to bring out of darkness into light. That's never been done for you. You've only been trained to be a better servant to the master, but not to bring yourself out of darkness nor your people. But education's a good thing. But the white man's educational system that Mr. Barack come up through, that's a man crusher. That's a system that make faggots out of you, brother. Make lesbians out of you, sister. That's what it do. When you find a real intelligent black brother, PhD, soft as he want to be, because he's been through that process. You find the PhD black woman, man, she got dreads and popping and hair. Yeah, you understand? She got more testosterone going through her than the man. But that's what the educational system of your enemy does to you. That's designed to do that to you. People hear me talk about this all the time. Man, when I first got in the white man's educational system, when I get up in there, the first book they give me in first grade is Fun with Dick and Jane. I went and bought that book. I got it home. Fun with Dick and Jane. Dick was white, Jane was white. They lived on Pleasant Street, Maple Valley, Happy Lane. Had nice two parents, nice pretty homes, leaves and trees. That's where they lived at. Pretty little pink nose. Oh, golly gee. Noikins, Jeepers Creepers. That's where they living at. Ate breakfast in the morning and lunch in the afternoon and dinner at night. Man, we eating biscuits and syrup. Yeah, well, what do you call it? Pork and gravy. It was called, what was it called? A surplus. That's how we eating. Man, we living on Fulton Avenue and Greenmont and all these crazy sounding streets, police all up and down here all day long. Now, I'm looking at this. Yeah, you having fun, Dick and Jane, but I ain't having no damn fun. Everything that Dick and Jane is, I ain't. But they're telling me I'm inferior. They're telling me I'm not equal to Dick and Jane. And then when I see that pretty blonde hair and those pretty little pink lips and little lily white skin, that's the same way Jesus looked. I'm looking at my big fat nose and black and nappy hair. Don't look nothing like that. That has completely killed my self-confidence. In the first, when I first went to school, yeah, first day of school. Man, by the end of this year, after I've been beat down. Talking about a beat down. But this is the audacity of the white man. After he completely destroys it, and I didn't know how bad I was living till I read Fun with Dick and Jane. I didn't know that. After they totally and completely kill my spirit, my morale, my self-confidence, I got a little boost because I kind of made it to the second grade. And when I get to the second grade, the next book they gave me was More Fun with Dick and Jane. That was the name of the book. Well, Dick, Jane, I had enough fun. Count me out. But this is the process that a black man and a black woman goes through in the white man's educational system. First thing he has to make him do is hate yourself and love and worship him. Then when you go to higher education, after he done told you you ain't nothing, he say, I made everything. I'm the smartest scientist. I'm the greatest philosopher. I'm the greatest mathematician. I'm the greatest. After he didn't say, I've done everything, and said, nigga, you was in Africa, the bone in your nose, swinging from trees. I'm going to make you special. I'm going to give you something from me so you can distinguish yourself from them other savage slave niggas out there. So the brother with his little master and the sister with a little PhD, they think they better than you. The master put that in them. So it's like I like to use the term when you see an educated nigga. I ain't talking about an educated black man. I'm not talking about an educated black woman. I'm saying when you see an educated nigga, it's like seeing a dog that just graduated from cat school. Yeah. See, a cat, meow, that's how a cat roll. Now you see a pit bull, he coming down the street. And you say, damn, pit bull, he say, meow, meow, and rolling over. That's a brother in the chest. He said, damn, you laughing, that'd be a joke. But that's how you look to the world. A cat. Oh, the baddest thing on the block, but you've been reduced to a little sissy cat. So I'm just trying to show you how Obama has been formed and developed by the master. That's right. So I open up with that. I told you that the reason we have to go into the Pacific ideologies of white folks is because they have formed our thinking. Obama, he loves white people. What makes you think his foreign policy or his domestic policy would be any different from anybody else's? First of all, you're going to catch him on hell. Come on, nigga, get in the car. You got a black president now. We ain't discriminating against you no more. Boom. See, you got to deal with that. Remember how they said affirmative action? No affirmative action for you Negroes. You're free and equal now. But this will, this stamp it. So I ain't got to do nothing for y'all niggas now. None of I was doing nothing for y'all before. But what would be the difference in his foreign policy? Would there be a difference? Hell no. It'd be the same thing. Love, joy, honor, and respect for the Christian. Hate for the Muslim. Love, respect, pro-Israel, anti-Palestinian people. Let's examine this. They had a big, stink, as they say, in the Obama campaign because I think they was in Detroit. A lot of Muslims in Detroit. A lot of Sunni Muslims in Detroit. But they had some women in one of those states, and they had the Muslim garb on. And Obama was on the podium, and they was behind him. And they stopped, turned off the camera, and moved all the women with the Muslim garb so the people looking in couldn't see him being identified. Put no Muslims. So when they're anti-Islam, they anti-you. You don't see that on the surface, but we want to bring this connection to you as you go a little longer. He got to always say, I'm a Christian. He has to go to every Christian church. He got the Christian bumper stickers and the Catholic and the Protestant, I don't care, Holy Roll, wherever you are. He got a bumper sticker with that. But he don't even mention Islam. His father's a Muslim. He don't even mention Islam because he know he can't. He got to please who? Who the white people have to see when they see Obama? White people hate Muslims. He hate Muslims. He got to be 100% with Israel and 100% against the Palestinian people. Now, some of you may not follow that. Oh, you should follow that. Oh, that's about you. He goes over to Palestine. Because me and Sister Catherine refuse to call it Israel. That's because it is Palestine. They've taken it off all the maps. They've taken Palestine off all the maps. I'm going to tell you about this a little bit before I go into that. I wouldn't go. you know, we had to do a part 3. But Obama claims to be an educated man. He claims to be a scholarly man. Yet he's going to go 100% with Israel all the way. Yet he's not going to do anything to the democratically elected government of Hamas, since he claimed he's such a great Democrat. He goes over to the Wailing Wall. He got his little Goofy. You call him a Goofy, but he got a little Goofy on him. Over there. Right. With the rest of the Jews. They got a little thing on the Wailing Wall where when they want to write a message to God, they put it on a piece of paper and put it between the rocks. Nothing but paganism. That's what that really is. I mean, in walking distance. In walking distance from the Wailing Wall to Mosque Al-Aqsa, where the Muslims pray. You go around there? Hell no. So what kind of fair bargainer can he be amongst the Palestinians and the Jews? And he knows better. See, the word, let me give you a little bit of history. That's why I'm really so upset with this. You see, this word Israel, I don't know how many of you even know what this word even means. And that's why the biggest laugh I get is a damn Negro telling me he's a Hebrew Israelite. And I'm just, rolling on it there. Because I know he don't know. He don't know what this word means. Israel is the name of a person, actually, originally. But their name was not originally Israel. Before it was changed to Israel, his name was Jacob, according to your Bible here. It's in Genesis. Read in Genesis. Now, the word Jacob means I was in other people's records. I don't want y'all to know how bad I spell. 2 P's. The word Jacob means supplanter. You know what supplanter means? It means one who takes the place of another by deception, trickery, or by force. Read it. I mean, I'm telling you, when I tell you something, go check it out. It means someone who takes another person's place by trickery, deception, or by force. Now, how have the Jews taken Palestine? They've taken it by force. These white folks been trying to get in there for a long time. But I'm trying to keep this part short because it's a little off the beaten path from the lecture. But they have came in, they bombed, they did an aggressive attack on Nasir in Egypt. Nasir didn't attack them. They attacked Nasir. They attacked Syria. They attacked all Jordan. They attacked all the countries and blew them out of the map. Blown them up, took their land. They supplanted them. Going over there talking about they who? The chosen people of God. But see, not only are they taking the land by force, but they take it by trickery and deception, saying we the Jews are the chosen people when they are liars. Because you and I, the black man and black woman, we are the chosen people. And they know that. That's why Jacob's name was supplanter. Let's look at Jacob's history. Jacob and his mother went to the father. The father loved who? Esau was the father's choice. That's who he wanted to get a blessing to. But Jacob and his mother got together and lied and tricked and deceived the father to get the blessing. Could God be in agreement with that? But now Jacob, who also, I ain't going to go, it's take too long, but see in Arabic, the J turns to a Y, and it's Yaqub, who's the maker of white people. But I don't want to go into that lecture today. I'm telling you, we'll never get back to where I started on. But Jacob, he's on a journey now. He done stole the blessing from his brother. But now he's got to confirm it. So now it said he got to a river or a lake. And when he got to the lake, he seen the angel of God. But if you read farther in the book, that wasn't really the angel of God. No, that was God himself. Because he said what? He said, I have fought face to face with God himself, and I have been victorious. That's what he says in Genesis. But after he fought with the angel, or fought with God, God said what? I will no longer call you Jacob. Your name now is Israel. Get your Bible dictionary. Get your a Bible encyclopedia. And you'll find the word Israel mean one who contends with God. One who is the adversary of God. Now, how are you going to be a chosen people of God if you're the adversary and the contender of God? Adversary means opposer. Opposer means opponent. Opponent means enemy. So when you say you are Israeli, you mean you're an enemy and an opponent and an adversary to God himself. So now, how is Barack Obama going up in there, taking sides with the supplanter, with the enemy, the opposer of God, against the people who've been on that land for thousands of years? That just shows you the character of this Negro. But he has to do this. What else he going to do? Because he has to look pleasing to who? White people. He's not for justice. He's for what white people want. Now here we go again. Obama says, yes, well, I'll talk to the Iranians, but we won't take bombing them off the table. If they don't, give up their plans of nuclear ambitions. Now let's think this over. Israel didn't bomb everybody around it. Israel has been aggressive. See, this started in 1914. See, in 1914, I'm really getting off what I want to say. But see, in 1914, after World War I, this marked the 6,000-year reign of white people. This when white people came to their greatest and most highest point in history. See, the Muslim world, remember we talked about 1492 and how Columbus came and how, he spread the evil when after they was bottled up in Europe for a while, they let them free. Well, what kept them bottled up was Islam. And Islam still remained a power through the Ottoman Turks all the way to 1914 when they was defeated in World War I. Y'all got to excuse me if I make y'all thinking here. And sometimes thinking make it sleepy. Now you got to think in it. But I love y'all. But when Israel come, in 1914, that's when they first started to get some credence to the state of Israel. Because, as I say, that the end of the Ottoman Turks empire was over. Now, if you read in your Bible of Genesis, where it talks about Adam and Eve being cast from the garden, this is white people. White people, brothers and sisters. White people. When they were cast from the garden, the scripture said what? That they put an angel with a flaming sword to guard cherubims, to guard the goddess. That meant the Ottoman Turks, who see Turkey is right on the borderline of Greece, which is the avenue between east and west. The Ottoman Turks stood there to keep the Caucasian Empire from coming back into the east. But in 1914, the Turks was defeated. And this gave the Americans and Europeans total power over the world. And this cracker, Lord Balfour, I want y'all to get this. I want y'all to get this CD and get it. And I want you to go to your computer, go to your library, check these things out. I'm telling you. And Lord Balfour, he's the one that said, "Well, we're gonna let he's from England. We're gonna let them get back in power." But when they start bringing, because they ain't Jews, they Polish, they're Russians, they're white people. Right. But But when they first started coming back in there after stealing and robbing the people's lands, man, they was killing people. Right. All the stuff that they say that the Palestinians, all the terrorist stuff. Right. They say the Palestinians do now. Yeah. That's what the Jews did in the 20s and the 30s and the 40s. But the Muslims are terrorists. But the white Jews, oh, they're just fighting for their homeland. Homeland where? Their homeland is in Germany. It's in Russia. Ain't in no damn Palestine. So, but Obama, he go out of the old tradition. We back up Israel. We don't care if they're right or wrong. How can you look to a man like this for any kind of justice? It cannot be done. So he said he gonna bomb the Iranians. History again. The Iranians have not aggressed on no nation in over 2,000 years. Hell, I think Israel dropped a bomb on the Golan Heights a week ago. Think this over. This is the kind of people that we are dealing with. What would be Obama's thinking on the domestic front? Here at home, will he help you or you will help you get a better job or better education? Man, Obama has got to repudiate and challenge anybody who says anything that might even be remotely considered as black conscious. He had to repudiate Louis Farrakhan. He had to repudiate Reverend Wright. And remember that these ain't no tough guys here. Louis and Wright is no tough guys, no way, no shape, no form. See, Louis Farrakhan, man, sure, he ain't gonna do nothing. Man, to lose his Cadillacs and Mercedes Benz and big, fine, beautiful homes he got across the country. Hell no. He didn't say out his mouth he loved white people. Damn stinking homosexual white priest up in Chicago somewhere called his cracker his brother. He said, I want to be a torchlight for America. Lead America where? I want Jew and Gentile and white and black and agnostic and communist all to come together like brothers. This nigga, what book is he reading? What Bible is he reading? What Quran is he reading? When both Bible and Quran say this is the day of separation, not integration. But you know he don't want no problem with white folks. How a nigga gonna claim you a leader ain't never been to the penitentiary? I don't understand that. I mean, can you name me any black leader who claimed to be a leader who never got locked up, at least for something? I've never heard, but Louis Farrakhan, he's the only one. He's the only one. And never got locked up. Come on, think about that, man. If you are a threat to America, they got to get you some kind of charge. It's like the Teflon dimes. Because, as I say, he is with the enemy. Him and the enemy won. That's his master. Reverend Wright. Oh, goddamn America. Hey, he don't mean that. Reverend Wright don't mean that, man. See, Reverend Wright is a part of what they call that liberation theology. Oh, okay. This is something that was hooked up in South America by, of course, the Catholic Church. I ain't even got to myself. We gonna have to do a 3 because I ain't got to myself. But I'm talking. I'm enjoying myself. I'm happy. I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about today. But see, all praises be to God. But this is part of the Catholic thing. Always keep everybody deceived. Like, oh, we're so much for you. We're this, that, and so I'm saying that the liberation theology come from out of that, and it come from out of South America, Latin America. Now, what the theology is confronting, the oppressor and telling them how how bad he's treated people, and you're treating us bad now, and you may keep on treating us bad, but at least, tell us you saw it. They make that more explicit to you, so you can really see what that means. That's like a chump breaking in your house.
Yes. Yes.
He robbed, raped, beat everybody in the house, then sodomized you.
That's right.
And you tell him, that was a bad thing you did, but if you just tell me you're sorry and you love me in the morning, I'll forgive you.
Same thing.
That's liberation. So they not mad at white people. Reverend Wright just won't break, but say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to rob and rape and enslave you niggas. This is liberation theology. But even these two crooks and frauds, I know I use strong words. I hope I'm not offending nobody. But I have many dictionaries. I have many thesaurus. I study a lot. And I'm always trying to find words to describe these people with. These are the ones. No words fit these people better. I'll take the Pepsi challenge. No word describes these people better than what I'm telling you here today. But Obama, he has to repudiate all of this. Oh, we don't want no reparations. Are you crazy? That's what he said. See, before he was for reparations. Now, no, we don't need reparations. We don't need this. And little brother was challenging. That's why they only let black people get up front. They said, well, Bush, he only let certain people come to his rally. It's the same thing that you and Obama. Because the brother challenged him, well, look here, man, you ain't doing nothing for black people, and you ain't saying this, and you done switched up on this, that, and the other, so on and so forth. Get that nigga out of here. They don't want to be confronted with no kind of truth. They don't want to do that. But see, the thing that's going on here, the thing that's going on here is that they want to use Obama to deceive the world into making the world think that all black people in America feel like that. That's what they did with that whole Congolese rice.
Yes, sir.
Colin Powell. See, this is politics they playing. They know that the entire world hates America.
Yes, sir.
You may see their presidents in Muslim countries, Arab countries, and African countries, they come here. But they love America because the minute they come here, what they say, what happened in Vegas? Yeah, the minute these big diplomats and presidents, in Arabia, they got their holy robes on and their prayer. Bismillah. It's whole holy in Arabia. The minute they get to America, party! They took their holy robes off there in Las Vegas, running with white women, drinking liquor, smoking cocaine. That's what they do. Now, again, I'll take the Pepsi challenge. That's what they do. They bomb off, but their people don't feel that way. They hate America. America is hated around the world. They put this damn skunk Congolese rice in here. Man, you should see how the sympathy and the empathy for black people in America changed when they put her in there. Now, I got to be careful calling her a hoe. One meeting, I was in here and I really called her a bottom hoe. Is what she is. George Bush's bottom hoe. And, so I got to be careful what I call her, what I say about her. So I don't want to call her a hoe. And a dyke, what she is. And the reason I study words. And the reason I'm a little funny about calling her that is because I know some dykes and hoes. I've been in love with some dykes and hoes. And believe me, Congolese rice will give a dyke and a hoe a bad name. Bad name. Yeah, because I know some. I know some who turned that kind of life around and came and followed the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Strong followers. Strong Muslims. So I got to find a perfect name for her. So I like to call her Skeezer Skank. Condoleezza Rice. That's the lowest. Yeah, you see, years ago, that was when they call you a skunk. But now she done got 4 or 5 degrees below that. But that's why they chose her. Colin Powell. Clarence Thomas. They want to make the world think that's how all black people think. Yes. Oh, man. Damn Arabs, man, they doing this and doing that, and, you know, and, man, you don't know what the Arabs is doing. I mean, you know about what the ones is doing right up in here. Right. My knee brace dropped it. Back down there, pull it back up so I can walk a little more. But you don't know what the Arabs is doing. Now, we know what these Arabs is doing here. They love white people. And, of course, every race and nationality who come in our neighborhoods with stores, and whether it's food stores or clothing stores, they don't have no respect for us. Because the white man has made us so much like him, they know when they see a nigga coming through the door, that nigga gonna steal. And they usually are correct. It can be an Arab, a Jew, a Caucasian. You watch how any of them act. When they see a Muslim follower of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad walk in their store, bow tie, white shirt, or long garments, good afternoon, how you feel? I mean, they treat you like a completely different person. You come down there, hat on backwards, pants down around your hip, butt stinking because it's crack showing. Man,